Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. In this video we're discussing another book on the Miles Franklin Literary Award long list. This book is called The Airways and it's written by Jennifer Mills. I thought this book was going to be an interesting read. The blurb makes it out to be a bit of a ghost story, a bit of a revenge story. So I thought it would be quite suspenseful, maybe a bit of a thriller. It's nothing like that at all. I found it very boring. I found it quite tedious, actually. There's so much tedious details in this book to get through, to find little nuggets of interest in some of the chapters, and they're very few and far between. A lot of the writing in this book is very difficult to parse. The sentence structure isn't very good, from my opinion, and just the flow of it is very stilted. I didn't find it a very enjoyable book to read. And I do have a feeling that a lot of readers out there may feel the same. It's just a very, very difficult book to get into and get your teeth into, and there's nothing in there really to hook you into it to get your interest. It's just quite tedious, quite boring, and I didn't really like the read at all. Most of this book centers around our main character, Adam. Now, Adam is quite strange. He's kind of at the fringes of everything. He's never really at the center of things. Even when he's around groups of people, he's always at the fringe of things, always feels a bit offside, a bit off center, never seems to fit in wherever he goes. In his chapters, so we've got chapters that are based around him, then we have chapters that are based around another entity or a spirit. The chapters about Adam are split between Beijing and Sydney. What we do find out as we go through is that Sydney is in the past and Beijing is the present. That comes across later as you go through this book. In Beijing, he's working at a startup company, but he doesn't seem to fit in there either. And then he starts feeling ill, and we're not really sure if it's physical or mental. It comes across as physical at the very start, but then we get the sense that it may be mental, and that comes across more as you go along as well. And while he's in Beijing, he does start to act very oddly. He's sick and he starts acting odd then. That's understandable because if you're very sick, you may act a bit strange. But then he goes and does strange things anyway, and he seems to follow people or focus on people all the time when he's out in public. And he just seems to travel at random. I don't know if he's traveling to follow people, like switching trains, to follow people from here to there. It comes across that way sometimes, because when he's in Sydney, in his past storyline, we get the sense that he's a bit of a stalker or a bit of a prowler, and he's obsessed with somebody in his Sydney share house in his past storyline. And that obsession gets a bit dangerous, and that's the whole focus or the start of the ghost story or the revenge story. While he's in Sydney and we're in his past, we also get some glimpses of his childhood as well, just from memories. And in those memories, we do see that in different parts of his childhood that he did have troubles with his behaviour. And that has progressed on to him when he's a young adult in university as well. So overall, Adam is a bit of a troubled soul, and he seems to not understand certain boundaries, and he keeps crossing those boundaries. And that's the whole driver for his behaviour of why he went to Beijing in the first place, and also the chapters about the spirit. That's the reason why he has this entity or spirit that's seeking revenge against him. And that spirit is just crossing over from person to person in the story, taking possession of somebody temporarily to try to follow Adam or get revenge on him. And that's the whole focus of this storyline. If I could stop reading a book that I didn't like, I would have put this down and not finished. But I did read it, I didn't enjoy it, and I really don't know if I would go and read another book by the same author. I disliked it that much. Honestly, I really don't want to talk about any of the characters because I didn't find any of them engaging, even the main character, Adam. But I will talk about Adam because he's the main character, the main focus of the story, and I think I might as well talk about at least one character in the book. Adam is very mixed up. He's very troubled. He has a very stalkerish vibe while he's in Sydney. He doesn't seem to know boundaries. But as a character in this book, he's not very engaging at all, and I found his point of view quite boring. Just a thing that character focuses on in the novel I found quite boring and quite tedious. And I don't know why the author structured it like that, but it just makes his character seem very boring, despite the fact that he has this stalker vibe going on. And with a character like that, you would expect some sort of excitement or some sort of engagement with the reader, but we don't get that. Doesn't seem to have any highs and lows at all in this book, and I found it very disappointing. And then I found this character very disappointing as well, because I didn't have anything to engage with. There's nothing there to hook me in, and I didn't even care about this character. And I found myself not caring about any characters in the book at all. As you can tell, I didn't like this book at all. I rated it a 1 out of 5. 1 because I finished it, but I didn't enjoy the read one bit. I don't know if I would read another book by Jennifer Mills again. I just found it very boring, very tedious. I'd be surprised if this did win the Miles Franklin Award. If it does, I'd be very disappointed in the judges, because I don't think it deserves to win. I don't think it's engaging. I don't think it's nothing there to hook the reader in, really. Nothing there to make the reader want to push on and read the whole book. The only reason I read the whole book is because I can't finish a book once I start. I will review all the books on the Miles Franklin Literary Award long list for 2022. If you don't want to miss out on those videos, check out my channel and subscribe. I also have a Miles Franklin Literary Award playlist. It should be on your screen now.